Hi, Comic Queries and family. I don't come to stay. I wanted to do a live about, how we felt about the additional $2,000 that had been put on minimum wage. I wanted to speak about that to see how persons felt about that. However, I just listened to an interview with two Jamaican moms speaking about their children that are stuck in Ukraine, right? And both are females and both are studying medicine. One of them is just 3 months away from, finishing and graduating, whereas the other has only been there for 2 months plus, right? Hi, Matt Lewis, Scholarship Foundation, big up yourself, right? And I was just listening to the interview because, well, it's not only Jamaican students that are stuck. Hi, Lolo. It's not only Jamaican students that are stuck in Ukraine. You have students from other countries also that are stuck there and are unable to get home because, things start happening, right? So, one of the questions that was asked was, why didn't they come home? And one of the parents said, she didn't want to put herself down, but I know she didn't want to put herself in a certain category. I'm trying to quote her, but I can't remember her exact words. So I'm just going to say what I basically got from it. I'm going to say what I basically got from it. What I got from it was that I basically poor people pitney, and that majority of them couldn't afford to leave because the option that was made available to them to leave, a lot of them would have to take a loan, right? One of the mothers basically was saying that she out here is in some situations, and her daughter was saying to her mom, it's calm right now, nothing is really happening, so she didn't want to come home, and then nothing happens, and then she would be in debt, basically, because I'm telling you what I got from it, so don't quote me. Basically, the option that was made available for a lot of our students, they would have to take loans, and they're not coming from families of wealth. A regular people pitney where gonna study them medicine to come back to Jamaica. You have final year students, you have students who just started. There are a lot of students out there, and also you have a lot of Jamaicans that our family members are in military, in other countries that are on standby. So even though no orders have been given, a lot of us here in Jamaica, we have family members who are in the military overseas that are currently on standby, and you just don't know where it will go. You don't know how far it will go. You don't know how quick it will be resolved. You don't know how far countries are willing to push it. There's just so much uncertainty. There's just so much uncertainty surrounding this whole situation, right? And you know what? Like I'm saying, I see the media putting out that a lot of persons chose not to go home. But the truth is, a lot of them also could not afford it, right? And also, one of the mothers said in the interview that I just listened to on the radio, one of the interviews said that their paperwork wasn't ready. And one of the routes that was made available to them was to go through America, and her child did not have an American visa. So the second option was made available to her was to travel through Germany, right? And before she got the opportunity to take up that offer, whatever erupted apparently just before 5 o'clock this morning, their time, not our time, right? And I don't want to bash anybody, I don't want to say anything, but I'm just saying, as a country, we have to do better. We have our citizens overseas like I don't do politics done at all on my platform, right? So I'm not going to make this into a political thing at all. I just want to say that, right? But we have our citizens in another country that there's a possible war outbreak, right? I don't want to make an uninformed statement. I don't want to make an ignorant statement. You understand? But I'm just saying, the question I'm asking is, could we as a country have made more effort to get our students home, to get our citizens home? Because I know usually in terms of like when there are like natural disasters and stuff like that, you have countries that do like chartered flights to get their citizens home. So in a case like this where our citizens they couldn't afford it, the question I'm asking, I'm not making a statement. I'm not making a statement because, like I said, I don't want to make an uninformed. I want to ensure that what I'm saying, I have the information correct before I can give an opinion, right? And there's a lot of black areas that I'm not sure about, but I'm going off of based on what I know right now. I'm asking a question. Could we as a country have done more to get our students home? Was it just loans that were offered to them? These students would have already had to study overseas because it's too expensive for them. These are our future doctors that we're talking about, you know. These are our future doctors that we're talking about, right? They weren't able to afford to study medicine in their own country, so they had to go overseas. Could we as a country have done more to get them home? You understand? That's just all I want to know. If we as a country could have done more, right? Yes, the airspace is closed now. I was even thinking about that. Could platforms have come together and run marathons to maybe pay fares to get some of them out? But nobody knew it was this serious, because I mean, if we had no, like my mother always say, if me did know, always come too late. But if I think a number of persons, if they had known that it was going to get this serious, persons would have come together, do marathons and so on to help some of these students come home, because the lady said she didn't want to put herself in a category. So what I am saying is not her words, is not the mother's words, right? It's basically what I got from the interview. What I got from the interview is a poor people pitney. It's none of the upper echelons, right? A poor people pitney gone over there, gone study. People that could not afford to study in this country, right? And I can't imagine, the airspace is now closed. One of them, the mother said that their child is in an underground bunker, right? There's no space. She can only hope her daughter brought a pillow or cushion or something to sit on. It's just a big open space, right? And she think her daughter did pack little food in her bag. And another one's child said she was waiting on the train to be able to leave Ukraine, but they're unable to leave Ukraine because no train nor run, right? Jamaica, we regular citizens of Jamaica, me not talk about the one them we go overseas and going at the military. We regular Jamaicans, we don't know nothing about war. We know about gunman down the sun, we know about that, yeah. But we don't know nothing about war when bomb a drop. When there's an airspace, we don't know those things. So I can't imagine what my fellow Jamaicans are going on. I was listening to the interview and I just wanted to just break down. And I'm not even related to these persons. You understand? And I'm just saying, can we put our citizens first? Like, what's it gonna be like in the night hour? What's it gonna be like in the night hour? Just imagine how fearful these people must be. And there are persons like myself, like I said, we have family members, we have brothers, we have sisters, we have fathers. Us Jamaicans, some of us, we father in the military, we brother in the military, we sister in the military, we uncle in the military. You have young babies with their mother in the military as Jamaicans that are currently in another country on standby, not knowing the outcome of what will happen. Nobody knows the outcome of what will happen. So this doesn't just affect Ukraine. You understand? It affects, you have citizens out here right now that are worried, sick. You understand, that are worried, sick about their loved ones, because this is a time of unsurety. There is no surety. Only thing we can do is hope and pray and trust. And I can't emphasize on this enough. And trust in the living Father. That's why I decided to do the live. I was supposed to go live to talk about the raise in minimum wage, but I can't talk about that. I have come live to ask my fellow Jamaicans, wherever you stand, sit down or lay tonight, whether you there yard or abroad, I am asking us all to come together in prayer. You may not be directly related to a person, but it could have been anyone with family. And like I said, a lot of us loved ones are in the military, overseas. Right? No, it's not the time to judge. No, it's not the time to blame. You understand? I see a lot of people attacking and say, why don't you never come home? You cannot. The shoe squeezes tighter when it's on the other foot. Until your foot is in the shoe, you cannot judge. You don't know the situation. You don't know the circumstances. You don't know the options that were made available. We have all these officials and all these people that are talking on behalf of the students, on behalf of our citizens. But are we hearing directly from them? You have people, you're gonna have people who are gonna come out and talk on their behalf and say, this is happening, we've done our best, whatever. But we're not hearing directly from the people that are in the position. We're not hearing directly from the people where they're in the underground bunker, not knowing what will take place. We're not hearing from the people that are in a war zone. We're not hearing from the people that there's a possibility that they might have a sight gunshot. We're not hearing from those people. We're hearing from people who are in their offices. We're hearing from people that are in a safe space. We're hearing from people that are going to bed tonight knowing where their loved ones are. You understand? So I'm saying, no is not the time to judge. No is the time to pray. Pray, pray, and pray. Like I said, I'm not going to speak on the government. I don't do politics. I don't do politics. You understand? I am a Jamaican first. Irregardless of whatever party, I am a Jamaican first. So I'm not going to speak politics. I'm just saying, as a country, could we have done more to bring our citizens home? And I'm hoping that the surrounding countries will let them in. Don Preston, you said some of them are too stubborn. Please, I'm asking you to elaborate. Elaborate on what you mean when you say some of them are too stubborn. Who is too stubborn? Because I see Melvin say they got told from 2 weeks ago, Melvin Sinclair, you're not there. You're not there. You don't know the situation. You don't know if the documents are ready. I said earlier in the live that one of the route made available was through America. A lot of them don't have an American visa. A lot of them don't have an American visa. Do not speak unless you know what you're speaking about. What were the circumstances under which they could come home? You understand? Could they afford it? Could they afford to come home? Imagine not being able to afford to get your own yard. Imagine that. Like I said, a regular people picnic gone. Regular 9-to-5 workers gone. Right? Okay, a loan was made available. Right? Okay, I'm willing to take the loan, but I don't have the visa to go through the country that is made available for me to go home. How do I get home? All right, my documents are not ready, so I'm unable to travel. How do I get home? You can't just, Colleen, you can't just go on a plane and say, "Be a go home," you know. You have to fill out paperwork and remember, you know, that they were telling them that, listen, everything is going to be okay. I can be honest in saying I never did know, say, things that got dropped this morning. Me never know. Because I was still hoping for the best and saying, you know, you're just unsure. You're just unsure. And Thea Hazel said, being told to leave and the means to facilitate the departure is two very different things. It's one thing to say, come home, you know. It's another thing to facilitate the departure. But like I said, I'm just asking the question, could we have done more? Could our country have done more to bring home our citizens? So I'm doing this live tonight to just ask for prayer, not just for our citizens. There are citizens from other countries that are stuck. They're not able to travel because the airspace closed down, right? There are other people, there are other countries, foreigners that are there that are unable to travel. So I'm asking us to pray. That's the only thing we can do, is to trust in the word that God will never leave or forsake us, and to extend that prayer to persons who are stuck in a war zone that don't have nothing to do with them. It would have come like one man wake up where pastor and say one fighter gone and a man end up get chopped, and the chop if fight not have nothing to do with the man. Nothing to do with the man. The man just go about him merry business and him get chopped. Caroline, right, this could be World War III, but let us come together in prayer. Please. That's all we can do at this point. Because if we had known, my mom said, if me no always come too late. If we had known earlier, how many of us would have bonded together to throw, to set up GoFundMe accounts, to do a marathon, to raise money, to help persons who are unable to finance returning home for safety. You understand? How many of us, and I'm asking you to pray for the soldiers too. I said it already and I'll say it again. A lot of us as Jamaicans or family members are in the military, and they're gonna have to fight a fight that don't have anything to do with them personally. But that is the line that they signed up for. That is the job that they signed up for. You have people out there who genuinely believe in protecting and serving. You have people out there and genuinely believe in standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. You have persons out there like that, and that is the reason why they go that route to go in the military. You have people who believe that in their hearts, that they're going to stand up for persons who can't stand up for themselves. And if they're going to fight for something that they believe in. So I'm asking you, while we're praying for citizens, while we're praying for safe return, pray for the servicemen that are about to take this on. Pray for, oh God, like right now, I don't even want to say it, but I have a family member right now on standby. I have a family member that's on standby. And yes, he has served in Iraq. Yes, he served in Afghanistan. But each time there's an emotional stress. But I believe in a God that is living and not dead. I believe in a God that is alive and not dead. So I've come tonight to just ask everybody who is watching this live, everybody who is going to watch the live after the live has ended, whoever, wherever you stand, wherever you lay tonight, pray. Send out a word of prayer. Let me tell you something about prayer. You can do yourself praying and your prayer just traveling. It's as if you're traveling the spirit, You can just, your prayer just make you travel, and it's as if you're standing there, You understand? So I'm just asking you guys to pray. It may not be your family member. It may not be your loved one. It may not be your friend. But it is a fellow Jamaican. A somebody pitney. So I'm asking you guys, right, there is no boundaries when it comes to prayer. I'm telling you, you can be here praying. I remember one time I had a friend that was going in for surgery and I heard about it and I was at work. And let me tell you something. I was at my desk, sitting at my desk, and I went in such a deep prayer. I felt as if I was in the hospital room standing with her. There's no distance in prayer. I prayed so hard. It's as if I was standing at her bedside praying for her. There's no distance in praying. Praying knows no boundaries. I'm asking you guys to just send out a word tonight in the atmosphere. Please send out a word of prayer. Just pray earnestly. Pray. Della said we need to fast and pray. I'm definitely gonna be going fasting. I'm definitely gonna go on fasting. Pray, guys. Pray. I'm just begging you guys. Me not come tonight. This is not about no charity. Me not come tonight for talk about certain things. Me never come tonight for give joke. I just come tonight to just ask for prayer. Send out a word in the atmosphere. Send out a word. Because God will never leave us or forsake us. You understand? There's power in the tongue. And prayer can move mountains. Pray for peace. Pray for it to come to a quick end. Pray for there to be a standstill. Pray for there to be no more bloodshed. I saw pictures of regular civilians, Ukraine civilians, blood up. Pray for there not to be any more bloodshed. Pray for there to just be a peace, just a calm. Just send it out in the atmosphere. For certain things to just stop. Me believe in a prayer. I'm not know about it, but me believe. Me believe in a prayer. From I was young, I was told I have the gift of sight. I have the gift I have a prophetic gift. From I was younger. And my dreams come all the time. And tonight I'm coming and I'm begging for prayer. Just pray. Just send. No matter whether you're saved or unsaved, God never come for the saved. Just pray. A lot of us tonight, family members are being deployed. A lot of us family members tonight are going to fight a war that is not their own. Some people join the military to go back to school. Some people join the military for financing. Some people join the military for better opportunities. Some people join the military because they have a belief in defending those who cannot defend themselves. They have a belief in protecting those who cannot protect themselves. They have a belief of being able to be the voice of those who have been silenced. For those people, regardless of their what reason they joined up for, I am begging prayer. For students that are overseas, I'm asking for prayer tonight. I am begging. Listen, I am so emotional tonight. I am so emotional tonight. You wouldn't even understand. But I've just come. I've just come to ask for prayer. To keep the faith. No, it's not the time to break. No, it's not the time to yield. No, it's not the time to get scared. No, it's the time for stand up on the word of God. No, it's the time for just put your faith and your trust on everything right. Just and just stand up on it and just believe and trust. Just trust. God give us wisdom. God give us knowledge. I'm sure our servicemen that are going out are trained. I'm sure they're trained. I have no doubt that they're trained. And just like how I don't have no doubt that they're trained, it's the same way that I don't have no doubt that my God can deliver. The same way I believe that they have been given enough training, enough support for different situations. That's the same way I believe that my God can move mountains. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. To the families tonight, where your loved ones are in Ukraine, you're not the only one who is praying for them. Strangers, brothers and sisters, your fellow brothers and sisters are coming together tonight in prayer. We're also praying. You're not the only ones who are praying. We're praying also. To family members, to persons who have family members overseas that are getting ready, they're just waiting. You know, soldiers will act on orders. They will act on instructions that are on standby, waiting for an order. We're praying with you also. For the families of military personnel, we're praying with you also. You're surrounded by so much prayer. You don't have to know somebody personally to pray for them. You're surrounded by so much prayer. You're not the only ones who are praying. There are people out here that are praying with you, and I am definitely one of them. I am definitely one of them that are praying with you. Praying for safe return. Praying for safe return. That's what we're praying for. Safe return. We're praying for coverage. We're praying for protection. We're praying for their safety. Those are the things we're praying for tonight. We're praying for them to return to our arms safely, so that we can hug our brothers again, so that we can hug our sisters again, our nieces, our nephews, our cousins, our uncles, our fathers, mothers, so that we can hug them, so that we can embrace them again. Daughters, sons that have gone overseas to study, so that they can come back in our embrace again. That is what we're praying for tonight. Comic Reason family, I'm going to leave you right now. But again, I am asking